nothing here ever stays the same.
You ever worked at a job with nothing but grown men, right? And as a white man, I think that it's very custom to be aware. Yeah, it might come off. You might have to twist it and then go past.
It'd be all right.
It's piece.
Damn,
I
bro.
like it. Yeah, I
It'd be
like
all
it.
right.
Yeah, you see why I say it's okay.
It'd be all right.
But nonetheless, these guys, I done heard some gay shit before at work. One dude admitted he enjoyed, right? If y'all, even that, even though I haven't done it, I could see the joke. I can let it go. I can play with it. I can still improv with it, have a little fun. Guy wanted to be involved, said, well, I've been 4 and 8. I said, whoa, hold up now. This is where we cause pause. This is where I understand what pause means.
Oh, yeah.
Fold it up like a pretzel?
Pause.
I don't know.
First off, you can't even fold me up like a pretzel. You know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't that flexible.
I'm gonna need a safety word, please.
It ain't gonna work.
Safety.
I'm gonna need
You
a
know,
safety
I'll
word.
have my safety word already ready. It is pineapple sauce.
Pineapple sauce.
Pineapple
That's
sauce.
a good one. I like that.
Stop it. That's actually 2 words, but seriously, that lets you know that I'm serious about my safety.
Right.
You
It's
know, y'all
true.
wild, man. I had a dude I was working with. This motherfucker gonna say, "Let me tongue punch your fart box." I ain't never heard that.
Punch
See,
her
I've
fart.
heard
I'm
that
like, I get
before.
what you're saying.
I've heard
Nah,
that
bro.
before, and as long as it ain't farting at the time, that's fine.
Unless you're into
That's
that.
I had
fine.
to
You
think
know
for
what
a
I'm saying?
second.
Unless you're into that. That's
All right,
that's
we'll
your
go through a
freak.
couple of them. We ain't got to have them. We'll pick whichever one's the best, okay? Are we okay with death?
Are we
Hell
okay?
yeah, man.
Are we
'cause this
okay
is-
with possible, traumatic trauma, I guess, for somebody who would possibly watch it?
I mean,
We okay? It's just, I'm just letting you know now. Some of
Yeah.
these start light, but there's some of them, some people died somewhere.
I don't want to cause no death on nobody, you know what I'm saying? But I'm cool with death.
All right.
Because I think all this is just a dream, and when you die, you wake up from it, and you just like when you wake up from a dream in real life, you're like, what the fuck? When we die, we're going to wake up from this
I
dream
do
and
that
be
all
like,
the time.
what the
I
fuck?
wake up all the time.
That
I'm
was
like,
cool.
what the fuck? All the time.
So I try to be aware that I'm human, and it's cool to be a human.
I mean, not because of that, but that's.
You know what makes our hands?
Vibrations.
This motherfucking gene they call the Sonic the Hedgehog gene.
He got a gene too. Damn, that's a cool.
Ooh, that's not good.
Oh.
That's not good when that man got hit by that car. That's not good at all. Why you gonna be in that? Why you gonna be in the road like that?
He's just going, delivering his parcel.
It's
And,
parcel.
Yeah.
So back in the day, I don't know how old you are, Tommy, but
I
back in
bet
the
you
day,
he lived through that.
we used to have to go and get these VHS tapes, and they were called Faces of Death.
VHS
remember that?
tapes of
I
Faces of
remember
Death.
that. That
Yeah,
Wow.
Faces
was
of
some
Death.
fucked up shit.
And
Yeah.
back then, you got to hit it 5 times, turn it on. And then the Faces of Death, I would watch them whenever I was a kid. My dad showed them to me, and that you talking about go ahead and get ready and be okay with death. Because that was
Like
really,
horror
really
films?
showed them dying.
Yeah.
Horror films.
Well, no, it was like legit moments on film where death was caught, and then they put a whole fucking montage of this shit together.
Yeah,
Like one of them, dude, fucking, he was in the what do you call it when there's a whole bunch of cars and they go get the parts from the junkyard?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, he goes to the junkyard, he pulls his tire off, and for some reason his wife's video and him do this thing, and then the thing falls off the jack and it cuts his bottom of his leg off. Like it lands right on his
Severs
leg.
it.
Severs it. And then he actually died not from blood loss or anything like that. He could have survived it.
Right.
But he died from shock because he went into shock and he freaked out and had a heart attack.
Damn.
But
Damn.
and then there was this one time where this dude was swimming in this river that was downstream from this nuclear plant or some shit like that. I don't even know what it was. And he came out of the water. I think it was a woman. She came out of the water with this leech that was literally the size of her forearm, man. It was covering her whole forearm. I ain't
Yeah, I
never
had
seen
some
no shit.
leeches on me before.
And then they cut it up in pieces. They burn it. They do all these things to try to get it off. And they couldn't get it off. It had all these little teeth all hooked inside of it. And so eventually she died from shock too because of the whole damn situation. And they said that it was probably mutated because of that nuclear plant down the way.
Oh, it happened
If
right
that
here.
was on Faces of Death, you watched some fucked up.
I'm
Faces
telling you,
I
man.
ain't never heard of that.
I got to, man, I'm telling you, the other day I was thinking about this. I need to look some of this stuff up. But the thing is, you probably won't be able to find it on regular internet. You'd have to go to the dark
Well,
web.
see, that's the thing. When
Rotten.com.
YouTube was YouTube,
Rotten.com.
I got
Oh,
to
yeah,
watch a motherfucking cartel rip a dude's guts open and take his intestines and put them down his throat while he watched it.
This
Dude's
shit's on
living the whole
Reels
time.
now on
Yeah.
Facebook.
You can't see that nowhere. I mean, you can, but you ain't. They'll limit that quick. They'll limit that shit to like
Yeah, I used to have a
30
friend,
seconds
and
or,
he
or the angle or something.
he would be like, he would try to disguise it like he's going to show. It only worked a couple of times, but he tried to disguise it like he's just going to show me a regular video, and he showed me some shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't want to have that image in my head, bro.
Yeah, there was a certain time where they were going around like, oh, you could see that this is crazy. They're showing this on. It was all the cartel shit. Yeah. Anyhow, look, this was parents. We all parents.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'd hate for this to happen. I'd hate for this
I'm
to
a
happen.
grandparent.
But if it happened, I'd have every bragging right in the world for the next 3 years. You understand me?
Next 3 years, huh? Come back, baby.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck. Bye bye, baby.
Oh, fuck.
Jump off,
Scary.
bro.
Fuck.
As much as I hate saying, like, I don't wish it was mine, like that, but that ain't mine. But that's scary. as fuck.
No way.
No.
And she's just oblivious.
That's a blessing.
I mean,
What the
Oh, yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, that baby got
That's
some
a
angels.
Somebody
motherfucker.
seen that shit.
that gets your ass.
Got to be more aware.
Wow.
If
You
that
got
ever
kids
got the
around, man.
defects,
I'm saying,
Right.
That gets your kid took away.
that's fucked up.
Like, let that be a cop that pulled up and honked his horn.
Have y'all's kids ever walked the fuck off?
No, but I did.
I did. My little
No.
girl, my
I
little girl
forgot
walked the fuck
my-
off of me. I was working at concession stands over there of Laney. What is it, Laney Walker, Laney High School, whatever, the football field right there next to the school.
Yeah.
And she was halfway down the football field by herself. The crowd was just like
How
on
old
the
are we
track.
talking about?
Damn.
Oh, bro, I don't want to admit that on camera.
Well, I know my son. One time we were at Lake Olmsted and we were at this festival thing. I'm walking him. I'm holding his hand. He's about 2, right? And he trips, and I don't want him to scrape his knee because he's got shorts on. So I hold on to him. Well, something snapped in his elbow, and he wouldn't use his arm, and he was screaming for bloody murder, right? And I thought I'd done broke his damn arm or some shit. I take him to the ER. And this nurse comes in there and like pulls his arm and it snaps and all of a sudden he's playing with an etch and sketch and I was like, what the fuck was that? And she's like,
Dislocated.
yeah, it's called nursemaid elbow.
Yo, my nephew did the same shit. I took my pit bull. He's like 100 pounds. Took him to Aiken, and they had some other dogs out there doing like some training shit, right? So I'm sitting there like working with my dog so he don't go fuck with these people. He been fantastic for the hour and whatever change, but I had the kids there and the dog, right? They go passing by. They acknowledge my fucking dog and how polite he is and disciplined and shit, right? My nephew grabs a hold of my dog, and I'm trying to still work with him. Like, okay, I'm going to show you something. We're going to show that. I just took my hand off the dog, and that dog yanked that motherfucker like some Freddy the Flintstone cartoon. Yo, I'm talking about that bitch flew like Superman for a minute, at least a second.
I'm telling you, you don't realize
Dislocated
the
the
power.
shoulder, bro.
You don't realize the power and how
Yeah.
quick it can happen.
She took off, man. It was like, it was fun. It was like cartoon, bro. He went from standing straight to fucking.
I like watching these TikTok chicks where they get close to the dog's face, and I'm like, "Ooh, don't do
probably
that.
not a
You know
good
that dog
idea.
real well. You better know that dog real
You
well.
better know it.
He will rip your face off in T-minus half a second. Oh, that's not good. I mean, that can cause permanent damage. Let me tell
Yo,
you.
don't you think?
A horse kick you that hard?
Don't you think that it should be fair if I would take a nut shot for a nut shot from a bitch? Let's go. Just give me one good spread eagle, and I'm gonna karate chop that pelvic up into your fucking throat.
I mean,
Yeah, but why?
Because I would give it so they understand what it fucking feels like.
I don't think it's
I
gonna
mean,
feel
they gotta
the same.
understand, bro. You talking about?
I don't think
I don't
it
think it's
would
gonna
You don't
hurt
think?
her as
Okay,
much as it would
with
hurt us.
dudes, I think dudes take pain better, but I ain't saying that I know what giving birth feels like. All right, I don't fucking know.
I do. I've had kidney stones. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, they say that shit, but I know what fucking kick in the balls feels like.
Oh, yeah.
That shit feel
And-
like it's in your fucking gut.
Like, come on now, baby's in your gut. Goddamn it, we gotta have some equality
Like,
here.
damn,
you
do
know?
I
But
got
it would only
ovaries?
be the same if their ovaries were outside.
Outside.
Yeah.
Because that's truly what the pain
Well,
is
what you
coming
got to
from.
do is you got to give them a real good kidney shot.
I mean,
you know
you
what I'm
could do it.
saying?
Yeah,
You
I don't
could
know
do
Probably
about
with a
that.
probably with a light glove on, like an MMA glove.
They
so,
still
know,
call it domestic violence.
You know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
we're
gonna-
talking.
it's gonna
We're
cause
talking
some collateral
hypotheticals
damage.
here. We're talking
Some
hypotheticals.
collateral.
You know.
Just-
But I ain't letting no fucking horse kick me in the balls. I know that.
You never been kicked by a
I mean,
horse?
she didn't
I
ask.
ain't
the
never been
horse to
kicked by a
kick her.
horse, no.
Bro,
I ain't. I've heard how hard a horse will kick the ground, and it shakes the ground. I'm 10 feet away from the horse. It shakes the ground. I could imagine what it could do to my
he
bones.
talking about his country is me. Listen here. Listen here. I had to learn
I
how to
just seen
ride.
it. I just seen it. I didn't ride
Look,
it.
I learned how to ride. I had to work on the farm. So literally I had to like feed the rich kid candy at the candy store, clean the hooves while they was doing their lessons. And the only time I got to get involved is with the riding lesson, right? So I'd be fucking off with like the goats and shit. My family crazy, bro. But y'all be head to head with them billy goats. Like, you know, them little bull riders and shit. I'd be head to head and flip that bitch like Jet Li and ride that motherfucker out, right? And I did the same thing with them and horses. Try to get on them or shit, get brave, you know, not knowing the fuck to do around a horse, you know. When you clean their hooves and all, usually they're in a stall and they're more stable. So what I'm doing out there ain't shit. That motherfucker cocked me and I took off just like my nephew did. But that dog, I mean, fucking, I was a little kid though. Yeah, I bet you that bitch, I bet you she had a fucking purple print for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want
Poor
that to
little
happen to
kitty.
me.
Where's it going next? I don't remember this real now, so we all in the same boat. I got to
no
make
telling.
sure it goes faster than what I'm thinking here.
Now can the
Oh yeah, here we go.
now can the people see this stuff we watching too?
Not right now. It'll be inserted probably right at your feet.
It's gonna be inserted.
Yeah.
Okay, look like he probably could have broke some bones on that.
Yeah, bad judgment.
I mean, at least his ankles.
That's what you call real work.
I mean, that's about 200 pounds this fool's rolling with.
Oh.
son.
You gonna learn today.
Down
mean-
goes the duck.
Bruh.
See, that ain't funny.
He
I'm
dead.
about to have some work done on my roof, so don't.
I mean, that's 200 pounds come down on top of
It's a
him.
bad
bro.
one.
Fuck. He trying to die.
Oh, man.
He might be dead.
He could
I
be.
mean, yeah, that's not good right there, Ron.
have
Is
you
he in
seen
between that
Charlie?
shit?
I mean,
I
if
think he's
he
under the
is-
truck, Bob. Bob, you done backed
if,
over.
If he is, they need
you
to
sure?
not move.
He's
that
good,
motherfucker.
y'all.
Oh,
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, he a lucky son of a bitch.
What?
Yeah, he's good.
He's like, I'm
Oh,
gonna
no,
need the
he
rest of the
hurt
day
something.
off, boss.
Scared.
Leg.
Scared. Yeah, hell yeah, rest of the day off, boss.
Fuck yeah.
This, you want a lawsuit,
Man,
bitch? I'm going home.
rest of the motherfucker year, Ron.
Aw.
He gonna bite
What's-
it. He
oh,
gonna eat it.
he's not
Oh,
gonna-
you
Ooh.
fucking dumb ass.
Ooh.
He at fault too.
Okay.
It's on camera.
Yeah.
I mean,
Where we going? I don't know. What's
That's
next.
like when the deer hits me, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hit the deer hit me.
this that you just look like a dumbass.
Oh, this me all day, bro.
That's too fast, son. That's
Nah,
too
that's
fast.
that's
They
Woody
gon-
and
he gonna mess
Austin,
up that
Texas.
perfect Oh,
That wasn't me in Austin, Texas. You know I was. Well, I did fall one
that
time.
it
guardrail
down.
Oh,
was
one
put
of them
up
scooters?
correctly.
Yeah.
Yep. Good night.
That bitch.
I was
skied
gonna
across
take a
the
little nap
ground.
right here.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
what'd you take your foot off of it for?
He left
That's
his
hilarious.
nose back there. That poor little fella.
Take this one more. Oh, yeah, this is not a bad one.
Oh boy.
Oh, night.
Oh yeah, he sleep. Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt.
These things happen,
So it's
man.
a
Time
skate
I
park
took my
downtown
son-
somewhere I saw.
First time I took my son to a monster truck rally, they had the motorbike stunt guys,
Oh.
and the guy jumped way up and
Night,
missed the
night.
ramp and come down right down the concrete. Bam! Knocked his head. I mean, knocked him slap out. They had to put him in the ambulance and take him off. I was like, my kid's gonna be traumatized for the rest of his life. But he was just like, let's do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They came out and said, he just went to sleep. He's gonna be okay. And the next time I took him to monster truck, that dude was back. He wasn't jumping, but he was on a bike riding it around,
Ready to
fucking
go.
neck brace and everything. And they
Yeah.
wouldn't have let him jump or nothing. But yeah, he lived.
Hell yeah.
Got back on that motherfucking bike. That's how you know you're crazy.
Well, after a while, you forget about how painful it was at first, and then you remember how much fun it is riding a motorcycle, and then you forget. Okay, I'm
It's
back
not
at
the
it.
initial
I'm being
pain,
more
I'm sure,
careful
because
next
it like just went out. It's the initial. It's the pain when you come to in the
I'm not
hospital
saying I'm gonna be
later,
more careful next time.
and then
Yeah.
then you feel it for real for the first time. That's when it sucks.
Yeah,
the
I've been
worst, I'm
there.
Sure.
I've been there, done that. Yeah,
Me and Woody rode a damn motorcycle
He
to a
does.
gig together,
in the rain. Yeah.
like Dumb and Dumb around this bitch.
And then when I ended up
Oh,
going
that
the
shit was
wrong way
hilarious.
because I was trying to get to the back then
Iron
it was
Horse.
called the Chicken Ranch,
Yep,
but it's what is it
Iron
called?
Horse.
The Iron Horse. The
Yeah.
Iron Horse
Iron
out in New
Horse.
Ellington
that shit was hilarious.
I
on
wasn't
Pine
going
Log
over there.
Road or
Should've
some
been
shit like that.
I wasn't going.
Yeah.
I couldn't go over there.
Yeah, and it was nighttime. It was raining. It was cold. And when I realized we had went the wrong way, we had went like twice the way the wrong ways. Like so, we had to go back. And y'all were like, "What the fuck are they at?" And this and that.
Mhm. We-
Y'all went way
we
down
was sure
Storm
you was
Branch.
dead.
Y'all took a trip down
Yeah,
the
this
hills.
motherfucker's holding his.
That
He's
shit was
holding his
hilarious.
horn like this, you know, sitting on the back. And
Damn.
I was like, "This is the only dude I'm gonna ride on the back of my shit is my fellow musician, and we got to
That's
go to a
right.
gig
And we
together."
pull up, they
right.
got
You gotta
chickens and shit in the damn
Oh, they had all sorts of shit there,
in the parking lot.
Yep,
Oh yeah.
we were soaking wet. Hang, hang.
That's some good chicken wings though.
We're gonna bring back. I believe is one of my favorite edited ones. I'm just gonna run through it. I think it's a little bit better. I was in the wrong thing. I apologize. And then we can stop from here with these reels, and I'm good. And we can go from there. Okay, Phil?
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that's cool in the game. Shit.
I'm just gonna let them run. I ain't gonna try to
Uh-oh.
intervene. I
Okay.
think it's a well.
Go ahead.
edited. I think it is.
All right.
But
Half humans. What the
Yo.
fuck?
he's slick with it.
Yeah, yeah.
He's slick with it.
I already want to party with this dude.
Oh yeah, I definitely drink with him. I definitely take a shot.
Oh yeah.
He's
can do all this,
he's
bro.
too
You
little
deserve
to
a
drink.
shot.
Y'all gonna kill this man. You know?
Shit, he probably drank you
Oh
on the table.
shoot.
He drank 2 damn beers and he died.
He deserves it.
That's what I always thought about with that fucking Game of Thrones show. The Michael Dinklage role where he's the little brother or whatever, the smart one. He drinks so much. I'm like, he's so little. He shouldn't have to drink that much for it to fuck his ass up.
What I want to know is why don't he just get a Mini Cooper?
Man,
Why ain't be lifted?
you know what? He's probably compensating. Don't leave that man alone.
Okay.
Leave that man alone.
Uh-huh.
I would love being that size. I would I can rent 3 of them for like $500.
That looked like Smeagol, I think. Oh,
Yo, I couldn't help.
25 cents.
I couldn't.
Hilarious.
Looks just
Damn,
like him,
look
too.
at this
That's
one.
probably his godson or some shit. Oh, there you go.
Ah, they all gonna have a little party.
You know, you got to dazzle a little bit of that gay pride in there, a little bit. You know, he out there showing them titties and them nipple tops off.
Oh, look, that dude's like, what the fuck you doing, midget?
But if he start a snowball, that bitch gonna be the first little one to make it roll.
That's true.
I don't know. I ain't never got on snow.
Oh, she
All right, now we getting into the other side of.
she thick with it.
Oh yes, Lord. Let me shut up. I gotta stop.
Oh yeah.
I can't reach the fish stick.
Oh, you gonna put them
It's
coats
like
on
a
the top
miniature
shelf.
horse.
Miniature horse. That's hilarious.
That ain't Megan the Stallion. That's fucking
Mini stallion.
Oh.
But there you
You
go.
know,
you got,
stallion's a male horse. You know.
Hey,
that?
ain't that the
got little
Majestica?
Alice James up there.
I believe this is at the Majestica.
Oh my stars!
And if it
You
ain't,
gonna
it
call
should
him
be.
out?
Right.
No, you can't come in now. Nope. I'm sorry.
Oh, she could come in.
Oh, little Granny Oompa
Man.
Loompa.
Yo, you can't knock her, bro. She's happy to be herself. Look at
I
that.
bet she makes some killer cookies.
Say
too.
something wrong. You're gonna get whipped with that cane.
Oh, yeah.
Her and my mama about the same height.
Yeah.
I mean, TikTok's paying $1,000
Come on,
per
Pee-wee,
million
get 'em,
views. So,
Get 'em.
TikTok. I don't even be on
Yeah.
TikTok.
Come
so
on.
I
Throw
knew
it.
if I
Come
knew one of
on.
them
Lean
ladies, I
into
would
it.
exploit them.
Yeah.
He's checking the wind. Check him out. He just going to sleep. Ah, man.
But to me, that's courageous.
Well,
You confident. You willing to put on a good show. You know you ain't gonna make it. I was really hoping he would make it. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it because it's such a despair. Because it's hilarious to me. Like this is good.
Somebody
use
can
of his
dunk his
talents.
little ass.
wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Hell no.
Oh,
You've done built up for all that. That's some bullshit.
It's not
Bench
regular
his
size.
ass.
It's
Y'all
not
shoulda
legal
known he
goals.
wasn't
Bench
gonna
his
make that
ass.
shit.
Call timeout. Sit your ass down.
Not legal goals, man. He go right through them legs though and get that ball.
You can't sit down and just roll
He
back.
sneak right on through on it.
yeah,
Oh yeah, hit roll call.
Roll call.
Look at him. Mini biscuits. Bottom apple.
I had a friend that was
Wide
scared,
can.
scared of little people.
Look at him.
That's how I like him too now.
Oh, you got prep top.
And then I had a friend that was
Oh,
a
you
little
got
person.
Little Miss
and
Drop It All.
What's the
When
dude
I
from
go places-
downtown name?
It'd be funny if they.
I don't know. My friend moved to California.
That's the pimp.
Ah,
I don't know if I think it's a friend because that's the boyfriends right there.
Oh, every time they do it, it's got to be
Man,
through
them midgets
like
getting
the
taken
drunk
down through
podcast.
that.
Gotta be real drunk every time you come down.
And the
there
parties
do
and
that.
everything. But look now, we can't dismiss what they bring to the table as grown
Not
women,
at all.
oh yeah,
right?
they still fine.
All women are beautiful.
Of course.
All women. I probably should move that light while I'm saying that shit.
Oh shit, it's a ginger. Oh, she cute as fuck.
Oh dear Lord.
Oh yeah. Here are my half bodies. I like these. I love finding these on Instagram.
He said half body.
That's my little chicken
What
wing.
the hell?
Chicken
Yeah,
wing.
buddy.
Look at this.
Oh man, look at this.
Oh
Shit,
god.
hey.
What?
I love this guy. Y'all always be making something, man.
And that West Virginia family that whistles and inbreeds.
I mean, that
They
meat
Me-
looks
they
raw,
Mexican, bro. This is
cousin.
from Mexico.
Is that
Mexico?
dog
What they
food
call-
on top of there?
Some Choritos,
Oh
some cheese.
man,
No,
that's,
I ain't
that's
messing with that.
That's
I'm
a
straight.
rat,
No.
or that's something that's something
No,
unsavory.
I guarantee
That's what
there's
we call
droppings in there. I
unsavory
ain't
meat.
messing with that.
Chicken wing.
As
Got
in,
all
what the
kinds of
fuck are you
bacteria
eating?
in there.
Don't hate the play.
No, hell no.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry, but
No,
I'm gonna
that's
have
wrong.
to
I
hate
knew a
the play.
dude that had two thumbs like
Better
that.
put that
Both
back
of his
in the
thumbs were
oven,
split
man.
at the
Not
knife.
playing
Yeah.
the game
Yeah.
correctly, Mr.
Mm-mm.
Player, sir.
How he sounds though, he just always
No.
smiling. How you supposed to take that serious?
It's like he got a secret. and he
I
ain't
would
telling
take. I would
he
hire
got
him
some
for some
secrets.
jobs,
Look
for
at
acting
that.
jobs for real.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Now
should
he's
be the
humping the
next
air.
Chucky right
Oh, he
there.
put some semen in there.
Yeah, his body shape.
He put some semen in there.
It looks scary with the right scene.
right.
Oh no, what you doing?
Look how
See, I
happy
told
he is
you it was
about
raw. He
cooking.
put that shit in the
Microwave.
microwave.
Oh boy.
I think he got a little bit of downs.
He got a
His
little-
shirt
he
said-
got-
It's got the Angry Birds shit on it. That's hilarious. I mean, whoever's taking this video is exploiting my man. You know what I'm saying?
What
And
if
here we
it's
go
his
again. Of
Yeah.
course, I did say that I would, if I found me one, I'd be like, "Look here, we're gonna make some
Look, There's
videos."
a dude in my hood that be on the corner. He don't got no arms. And I be wondering like,
What the fuck?
Well, you got black
His
handicap.
ass.
Got one.
how he smoke, how he roll his
Now this is
blunt.
fucked up. I'll stop it here if y'all want. Hey,
We watch.
I mean, that looked like some
To me,
Forrest Gump, Forrest
it is
Gump shit
a
right there.
humorous way for us looking at the opportunity to be able to walk. We look at it from a different light, but this guy, I think and believe, is trying to get the ability to stand up, and they have clipped it down to just this scene where he looks like he's having his first orgasm on stilts. But
I don't know about that.
he's yeah.
Oh goodness.
Jesus.
That's not Jesus.
Nope.
That's a water bubble.
That is most decidedly not.
Wow. That's some kind of life, man.
Will I one track again?
Oh.
Goodness.
Shit, I
You
know.
gotta find humor in life and have
I
fun.
know
while
how
still,
much
know?
you can survive
still
like that. After
Still
that.
surviving.
He can't ride no roller coasters
Ain't
no
nothing
more.
but a cavity down there, and you cut that shit straight off. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I reckon.
I mean,
Well,
there's a
I
little bit of.
mean-
I mean, there's a little bit of disturbance.
Well,
This is disturbing me. I
She's going to
mean,
play tennis.
Wash your sister's sauce.
Well, he probably don't even talk like that.
He probably don't. He went viral for that bit.
Damn.
Chicken wing.
Oh shit.
Chicken wing. Hey, chicken wing. That's all I see. It's fucked up, y'all.
And it's weird that these are the videos, right? And I was just holding my hand up and being like, you know what gene makes your hands, right, and your feet?
And then
That's Sonic the Hedgehog. And then this shit. Like, what is
Look.
that synchronicity?
I'm telling you this. I grew up with a guy that had a little nub like him at the elbow with a ball on it. And you do not want one of them guys jumping on your ass, bro. That motherfucker he would shove that nub in people's eye socket and shit, and
Man,
like push on your temple with that shit. It'd
We
be
can
fucked
get
up,
we
bro.
can get a guy on your show right now that ain't got no damn right hand,
Well, he
but
a
plays
superhero.
guitar like a
I
motherfucker.
done had black
and
hands
drums.
ride a motorcycle.
Sure
Ride a
can.
motorcycle,
Right.
He a
cross
bad
country.
motherfucker.
One-handed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, black. We know one-headed black,
Yeah.
one-arm black. handicap.
Black the handicap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to you, black.
Yeah. Yeah. Heard
Yeah.
his mom's just passed.
I wasn't gonna bring it up.
That's not cool.
We'll pause that out. I'll find it. No, my reel's fucked up. I agree. This is my algorithm, but I do see the inspiration in them having a good time,
Right.
and enjoying it with them
I
while
respect
they're
the
sharing it.
sense of
Goddamn
humor.
it,
They're all,
you know.
you
Imagine
know,
how
And it
much.
make you be
proud of
grateful
your
for what you
body,
got.
man.
Yeah, and just use your imagination. You probably have a lot more fun with some of the situations.
I
than
mean,
you think.
that's true. And then also, it help you focus on things that really matter whenever you have
like
that
swimming.
different-
You really got to focus on swimming if you ain't got
perspective
no
and shit.
arms.
Bro.
No doubt.
You do.
If you happen to find yourself in the water with no arms,
That's like that damn.
hold your breath and kick.
This almost make you be like, ain't no excuses. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kick till
You see
you
how
hit
they
something.
doing.
That reminds me of that Cat Williams bit where he's like,
Tink,
"Po
tink.
little tink,
Tink,
tink.
tink, yeah.
Tink.
Ain't that a bit?"
Look, I know people with all day
It's a
limbs that
biscuit
can't
though.
do half of this
That's
shit.
just biscuit though rolling around.
Man, see, that's how he walk into work Monday.
Tumbleweed.
I'm here, boss.
Oh.
I told you it'd be funny.
See, but you
Well,
right
look,
though.
h-
You
shit,
right though.
Look, he ain't have far to fall.
I
mean-
mean, far fall.
What you about to say?
What
I was gonna say that you're right. It's like I don't want to see videos of this. I want to see videos of them doing normal shit, like trying to cook and shit like that. Like, how do you make?
But she's getting it done.
how do
now.
you
Check
cook?
That's
this
what I'm
out.
saying. If I was in those scenarios,
If your house
I'd,
junky,
yeah, I'd have gave up, bro. I'd have gave up.
I don't like this vacuum.
That's that same girl, y'all. She
she got
tall.
no
She
legs.
got stilts.
What?
Yeah, it's that same girl that was going to tennis.
Look, she could do. Look, hell yeah. Ain't she fine as fuck? Like get different legs every day,
Check
baby.
her out.
Type shit.
Yeah, put that mermaid fin on for the night.
Imagine being the poor bastard at the club who took that home. And
I wouldn't be ashamed.
Hell
Hey,
yeah,
yeah.
not only does it one bad leg and a bad ass, but it's all plastic.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Eat some chicken wings with your feet. That's some entertainment, okay?
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Come
Once
on, be
again.
entertained.
Yeah.
Just
The one
think-
question I asked the last guest with this video, with a lot of these scenarios, I think, is someone has to wash their coochie. Someone's got to help. Someone, 'cause after being over there, like doing all this, you can't reach. You're gonna have pH balance deficiency or something. Like you're not gonna. You can't do it.
That's true. That did not even cross
All
my
I'm gonna
mind.
say is you better have some money so you can get a special like
Personal assistant.
Although
like a jet thing in your tub and you just scooch
Bidet.
up to it or something.
Maybe.
Bidet.
And a bidet,
Bidet. Yeah.
that you
Bidet
can
would
voice
help.
activate
Yeah.
and be like soft spray on my Uliato. That's sometimes what I call it, Uliato.
oh, that's actually kind of cool, you know.
I mean, that's cool. Whoever his bro is that's
Yeah.
holding
Oh,
him
yeah,
in
there's
the
another
thing.
one.
That's good.
Now she thigh down. She thigh down now. That ain't a thought. That's a thigh down.
They thick too.
Yeah. She look like one of them pocket
More of a
dolls.
hip. Actually, it looks
got them
like-
birds
I
in
always
it.
looks
wonder
like
if they
put
were
it on
born like
backwards,
that
like
or if
like it's
something
the ass
happened.
in front.
Traumatic accident.
Yeah, like how did you lose?
think it's all
'cause that's.
different.
I think I asked. I asked. I'm man. I have a bad habit of just having verbal diarrhea a lot of times, And I just ask people shit. I think it's okay to do that, but sometimes I guess now that I'm older, I understand it's not, socially acceptable in some cases.
What?
But I just ask people. I'll be like, "How'd you lose your arm?"
Shit, you
How'd
want
Oh, I
lose
ask
your
off the
leg?
rip.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
God gave you a great hand, huh? Whatever. I had this boss that was cross-eyed. Like we talking about, was it a chameleon cross-eyed? And I didn't never know which one to look at, so I would just look at both and make it clear until I finally would like get direction on which one was the actual processing eyeball.
Be ducking her up.
Yeah, and then I would see him walking, and you from a distance you can't tell really which way, right?
Yeah.
So I would still duck around the corner like he would see me like, yeah, I see you, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I see you. I'll point that shit out. I don't mind that shit.
Bro, one of the ex-drum majors at my high school was like that. Terrible.
Confusing.
Y'all talk whatever. Let me do this real quick. I'm just funneling these over.
You doing? He's funneling. He's computering.
Yeah. So I have them. I don't forget.
You need you a producer to do that while you talking.
Anyway, that's what my brother's supposed to be coming over here for, to learn how to help me out for free.
Heck yeah.
That's
It
right.
costs
you gotta
money,
use
goddammit.
You gotta use your resources. I use Doug. I mean, sometimes I pay him a little bit for the podcast and the stuff that he does, but most of the time he just does it for free.
It's true.
Yeah.
But when we play music, he gets the even cut, and that's all right.
You want me to call? Oh, look, let's get started at least. Let's introduce. You want me Coco?
Yeah, man.
Coco.
Coco
Yeah,
Dylan.
Coco Dylan.
Coco Dylan.
Yeah.
See, I know him by a different name, so
Right.
they throw me for a loop I ain't prepared for. My GED don't help me out.
We ain't
I
coming
couldn't
out
even,
here with
I
the
couldn't even
governments.
spell Coco.
Yeah.
Now I'm Happy Bones.
Happy Bones Jones,
Happy
and you
Bones
got Doug the Man Doug.
Doug James.
Uncle
I
Daddy.
forgot
Uncle
James.
Daddy Doug.
I was about to say
I ain't scared.
Jameson.
Doug James.
Yeah, Doug James.
That's a good one. I call him Doug Beats.
Doug
Dougie
who?
Beats.
Doug Beats.
Yeah,
Doug Beats.
That happened, yeah.
The only time I've ever met somebody named Doug was that TV show, Doug.
He was Smokes, a.k.a. Smokestack.
He actually got that name because
Dougie Fresh.
he you ever seen Hustle and Flow, the movie?
Yeah.
All right, so
That
he's the
Doug.
white guy in Hustle and Flow. No joke. No
The
joke.
white producer in that movie.
Yeah, he
And I
saw the
don't have
movie.
any
He was like,
proof
"Damn,
to
they
back
took my
this
life."
up, but
I can
I'm
see
pretty
it.
sure that character is based on me.
That's what's up.
And it was 3-6 Mafia that did the soundtrack for that, and I was like, they probably was gangster as shit. Making a
Yeah.
white boy learn how to roll. He's like,
Back
I don't
in
know how
the-
to roll a blunt, and they gave him like,
That's true.
because back then you had to actually have a box of Phillies.
Yeah. What's the Philly?
Philly's like a full size fucking cigar.
It's a
man.
brand of cigar.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the original blunt, the
Yeah,
Philly blunt.
Yeah.
Philly Blunt.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
started on White Owls.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
see,
like a-
that's-
White
that
Owls
shit
hadn't even
wasn't
come around. This
around.
was like this is back in the
Like
mid
the only
'90s.
thing.
I was
Kind of like
was
a
at-
Dutch.
working at a recording studio,
size.
back
interning,
when they actually had like magazines and shit.
and most of the music we had was hip hop. Gangster rap was real popular at that time, so every gangster in town wanted to go to the studio and make a beat, and poor little white kid me got to be befriended by just about every hardcore street gang in Toledo, Ohio, and yeah, that's how I have the hip hop background with that. It's kind of crazy how that all worked out, you know.
Yeah.
So
They
who's-
gave him a
who's
whole
the-
box,
who's
and then they
the-
gave him like a quarter pound, and then they were like, "You have to keep rolling them until you get it right before
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can
for
leave."
real?
Yeah,
Yeah, before he
this
could
one
leave.
producer invited me back to his house
You
after
gotta tell the whole
session one
story.
night. Oh, I'm sorry, shit. And then I'm sitting at his dining room table, and he gets up. He says, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." He goes into his kitchen, comes back a couple minutes later with a quarter pound of weed and a box of Philly cigars, and he says, "You ain't leaving my house until you learn how to roll a proper blunt." And we sat there for 2-3 hours, and it was like taking the razor blade, cutting it down, wallowing it out, moistening it, putting it in just right, putting it in the fucking microwave to seal it. I mean,
Everything.
the whole process. And by the time I left that man's house, I could roll a pretty legit blunt. I couldn't spell my name, but I could roll you a blunt
Yeah.
like a semi-pro, and I became known a lot, as the white guy,
Yeah.
the white recording studio guy, and like I would show up at like black nightclubs, and I'd be like VIP. And
You sound like
it's
the older
funniest
version of
shit
me.
ever. Like the only
I'm gonna be in the
white guy.
same boat.
Okay, I'm
The only
I'll
white
take it
dude
back.
in
I
the-
should have
Hold
told
on, let
the
me ask
story.
this
You
question real
boring
quick
as
before we
hell.
move off this. So let's go. Most famous person, I guess, not say I work with, been encountered with, in aspects of the music industry. I'm not trying to compare, but just like relative sense of different people y'all have met.
Okay.
Oh no.
Go. I ain't met no fucking body in the music world. In the sense that you were in the studio, I assume you all have been on stage together in different places.
The coolest
Interacted.
celebrity I've ever interacted with is, I'd have to say Sir Mix-a-Lot. He was really cool.
dope.
Okay.
And he's an engineer too, so we had a lot.
Oh,
He spoke my
yeah.
language.
I got one of his records right over there.
Yeah,
right there.
tell that story.
Yeah,
boy.
well, he was over at the country club in Augusta, and we had got him set in, and I had left, and I got a text. It says, Sir Mix-a-Lot requests you stop by the Weed Man's house on the way back to the club
Right.
tonight. I'm like, all right, bet.
Right.
I got to go pick up some bud for Sir Mix-a-Lot. So I call this motherfucker. I say, hey, Wood, guess who I needed to pick something up from? And so we got that weed. I took that to them, and they was just off the chain as like the best weed that they had gotten in their entire, like, they
The
mentioned
tour.
it on their podcast the next night, talking about Augusta had that fire.
Yeah, I need to get that damn podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. But man, we just sat there all night back in the green room of the fucking country club, just smoking weed and just telling stories and talking about engineering and just he was.
I'm glad I didn't
He
show
was cool
up
as hell.
though, because it would have been impossible for me not to be like,
You ever performed
I
at a
like
country club?
big butts
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the middle of talking.
It's been
to
a
them.
while, but
Yeah.
yeah.
He'd have been
back
cool
in the
with it
day.
probably. Yeah.
Only time I performed at the country club was chasing drunk bitches out there.
That-
That's the only time I performed well. But what about you, Happy? What about you? Who's somebody you've encountered?
I mean, James Brown was probably the biggest one for me.
in Augusta.
And
that
it was
man
like
James
three
Brown.
different times that I met him 3 different times. From the time I was like 5 was the first time, and then 12, and then 25. And the third time I actually sang to him, thinking that, in my head, 25 years old, dumbass kid, thinking that he was gonna hear me. He was gonna be like, "You can be my protege. You come on in the studio." But he didn't.
Nope.
He laughed at me.
What about
But-
you?
I got a couple of them, but I think probably the most profound might be Shock G.
Shock G.
Yeah,
That's a
Hump
good
the
one.
Hump. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Before he passed and stuff, I went
I
to
hope
pick
so.
him up. Right.
Yeah,
I went
he,
to
yeah, he was all talking about how
pick him up for a show.
he was
at
scared of the
the
Illuminati.
lake.
Using a
Yeah,
Ouija
he was
board
talking
when
about
Shock
that.
G came.
At the lake. What's the name of that place?
And then he died right
The
after.
old Sky City.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I had pick him up from Atlanta whole trip. He, like he said, talking
Gear. Speaking of the fits and the sets, Certified CEO is going to be dropping a yoga set for the ladies that I believe is black and gray. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yep, they black and gray. And they will be dropping at the end of June. The date's still to be announced. But I'm also going to have, there's going to be a men's set as well that's going to be black and red. And then you're going to have on June 17th is the Black Wall Street shirt is going to be dropping. So be on the lookout. Go to CertifiedCEOclothing.com. Check them out and always be on the lookout for where he be. They got stuff going on at Icons he's a part of. You can always check him on the road somewhere in Augusta one night. Go check him out on Facebook. See where he's at. Pull up. Get some merch. Appreciate y'all. Tune in.
What's happening, man? This your boy Sean Paul right here on Young Blood, Sean P. East, man. Look up, man. Certified CEO. You know I had to come get the news, man. The ladies in the news, man. For real, man. Number black love, man. Stay up, my brother. Certified, man. CEO, you know what's going on. Wall Street.
It's all right. Now I know for sure it's hooked up to the H6, so I know the audio to be right no matter what. But we got Doug James on here, Happy Bones Jones, and Coco
Dylan.
Dylan.
Yep.
I was getting there. I just got
SOB.
confused by Doug. I was about to repeat Doug again.
Word.
Yeah, I appreciate all y'all coming on.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate y'all giving me time, and I know y'all love music. Y'all brought y'all's instruments. Y'all be playing all the time. You was just telling us about your music industry days of rolling blunts by the miles.
Rolling blunts.
All the people we've experienced, from James Brown to Shock G, and you said Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. Mr. Calvin's mine, and that's it. Only because of the stories he's told me playing in Chicago and different theaters and stuff,
yeah.
playing the horns for people. But I don't know. I think music's a great outlet. I don't have any fucking talent for it other than shaking that goddamn maraca, you know.
That's a talent.
To each his own is how I look at it,
Just saying,
you know.
yeah.
I
The
tried to
rhythm.
do the whole pins and juvie and shit. And nope, it didn't work. Didn't work. Where did y'all find y'all's passion for music and art for it? Of like create your own rhythms and so forth, diving into it, you know, really
Right.
finding your passion.
Yeah.
How was that process reach y'all?
I'm sure it's probably different for everybody. Like I went to school, so for music, by the time I got to like college, I think I had like a project where I had to create something, and they kind of led from there. Like I wrote my first song like with my mom, and then just kind of expanded. Like I already had the formulas from class and all that, so right now it's formula really for me right
Yeah.
now, and kind of staying current with the times and keep it hip, funky.
Yeah, keep it funky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I can't even remember what the
When
question
you started,
And where did passion
That's
come
great.
from? Where you really
Oh,
knew
yeah,
it drove
yeah.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you find the
okay.
love for it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, my grandma has said that I was singing before I could talk. And so and then I used to do this weird thing with my throat. And so from the very start I was making sounds and like trying to make melodies before I could even talk, right? So then later on Dad, you know, we would have Saturday morning cartoons, and the cartoons would go off, and then all of a sudden the Soul Train would come on about noon every Saturday. The Soul Train would come on. Dad come in there, and he'd turn down the TV but leave it on, and then he would say Coltrane, and then he would play like all these different artists: John Coltrane, Duke Ellington, and Otis Redding, and James Brown, and
I know some of
Little
them.
Richard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was big on
Yeah.
the guys that were from Georgia, and so that's where I started. Like I was like, "Ooh, I want to do that." And one day I remember asking Dad, I was like, "How do they do that? How do they write songs?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Is it magic?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's magic."
Magic.
And so that always stuck in my head, and I always was like, And now I know for sure shit is magic, for real.
Yeah.
Like you can invoke all kinds of different emotions in people. You can throw an idea or an agenda their way. You got to be careful how you
Science.
wield that magic, because it's real.
Yeah.
And so I try to be positive when I'm saying whenever I write songs.
yeah, I try to use it.
Use it.
Yeah.
What about you, Doug?
It is ingrained in my very DNA.
Yeah.
I've been around it since before I was born. See, my dad was a jazz piano player, a bar owner, a jazz club owner, and basically that's how he met. My mom, she was the head bartender of his club. That's how they met. That's kind of weird like that. But from a baby, he'd have me at the piano with him playing, and we had an upright a bass in there, and I just always heard them play, and it was just so natural.
Yeah.
And we've had this ability to play music by ear. My dad could play, his dad could play. We never had to take a lesson. We could just kind of do it.
That's tight.
Yeah, that's how my brother's is.
We just all could. And my
One
son,
started teaching the other what tune was
my
what.
son is like a fucking Mozart
knowing
on
nothing.
the piano. It
He
just all
taught
because
us
he.
autodidact.
And
Yeah.
I had to force myself to learn how to play by ear.
Yeah,
Right.
dude.
It just
Yeah. By like
kind of
7.
I
came,
don't
and we
play
just
by ear.
were lucky enough to do it kind of naturally. So it's always been. I never remember a moment where it wasn't a part of where I was.
Yeah. Now, what is the most challenging part of doing it together, synchronizing, finding the groove together? Because I know I'd love for y'all to touch on too. Y'all be performing around Augusta. Some nights y'all be a certain. I think it was World of Beer. Y'all was at one night. I saw y'all.
I'll say that the only reason that we are as tight as we are with each other is because we play live, and we've played live over the years a lot, and we just
The experience.
it kind of molded this thing where we know he knows my rhythm, I know his. I mean, and everything just molds itself together. And after you play together for so long live like that, you know, right now we're going through this phase where we're trying to do a bunch of new shit because we're tired of our old set.
Yeah.
But when you got like 4 or 5 hours worth of music that you've been playing for 20 years, it's easy to kind of be like, all right, I'm done with those songs. But we do them so well together that whenever we do them, it's like a whole different experience because he does these little inside chords and he's always rolling on top of us. And then I lay down a good foundation and I sing. And then it all kind of fits together like a fucking key in a lock. It's weird.
On
But
good
I don't-
nights anyway.
How does
But I
it feel
think it's-
playing the horns behind them?
Oh man, shoot, I like it. It's
Like it?
probably I like it because I get to be experimental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody, of course, there's some parts, but you know, over the years, even some of the older songs, you can find a way to kind of find some new life in them.
It's
Yeah.
organic, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
always changes. And me and Calvin, me and
Tempo
Coco
change.
always
Yep.
catch eyes and be like, okay, where's
And that was
this
That
one of
shit
the
going
things
Yeah.
that when I set out writing music and forming a band, I set out to have it to where even if we played the same song 3 nights in a row, it would be different each
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Right.
Sometimes that's
I always
aggravating.
encouraged any of my players, and that's one thing about being a songwriter. I think is another important thing. You got to surround yourself with good players, and if you find the right players, they stick with you. They believe in the songs that you write, and that's the only reason Happy Bones has survived
Right.
for shit. What are we going on 29 years?
Yeah, 'cause shoot, when I met y'all, you had Happy Bones, but it was Tommy O.D.
Tommy O.D. and the
Jumped in with you,
Survivors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 years y'all been in the game
Oh, more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm-
I've
as a
been-
group.
As a group,
Well,
gosh,
collaboration.
when did I
since.
start? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
thought,
Happy
damn,
Bones
it
was
is almost
formed.
20 years.
Happy Bones was formed 96.
Right.
God, how
Doug-
old are you, Gandalf?
I'm 49.
I moved down
So how,
here in
so how old were
98.
you then?
96.
I didn't even know them then.
I don't know, like
I'm
20,
5 years old, motherfucker. I ain't even had the diapers yet,
That is-
probably.
I
I'm in
was
a
like
washcloth.
21 or something like that. I don't know.
I'm
When
41.
I moved down here in
Damn.
1998.
You
I
right there
was
with him, then, ain't you?
I was
Damn.
26 years
Like,
old.
Look at it. That look like Gandalf. You getting out there?
And that, yeah. I mean, you know, Santa Claus is around the corner, y'all.
Yeah, that too.
And but what I'm
Who is
saying
Santa?
is that also like he
Big
came.
Red.
I met him. He was playing with this band called 420 Outback, and we met pretty much New Year's Eve 2001. Correct.
That's correct.
And then so we've been playing, and this was the funny part too. One of his bandmates was like, "You should be friends with us. We got a studio down on 9th Street." I was like, "Word on God." But the thing was, I didn't like that dude, and he was really the only one that kind of talked with me. So I was like, I ain't fucking be friends with none of these motherfuckers. They
Yeah.
lame as you know.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped by the studio. I was down there, and I met him, and then we hit it off, and then that was it. We've been friends ever since. Been playing together ever since.
It's true.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I think I met Woody at an open mic he was hosting.
Yeah, and
Probably about 19, 20 years ago.
yeah, when the playground
Yeah.
was on 9th Street.
Playground.
Because my oldest kid
Yeah.
is
God, we're-
18. And I
we're
think
really dating ourselves. Here,
It was
right?
basically
She's 19.
Yeah.
that was what was crazy. It
And I
was
met
basically
you,
right
man.
when you got out of like college or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
just came home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I
So
met
yeah, we've been in
him
the
and-
scene for a minute.
So, what are some of the ups and the downs of going through the years of the musician side of playing gigs, whatever kind of approach y'all want to talk about? But what are some of those ups and downs? What's the real like highs and memories that you remember over the years versus some of the hard gigs you didn't get that you wanted to get, type of thing? Was there any goals that we weren't able to like?
I
A
don't
person
look-
you wanted to work with. I don't know how it works in the music
Right.
world, so I'm like, I want to know
Ah.
the highs and the low of like, yeah.
I don't really know that there was really highs and lows for me. I think it was just like overcoming certain shit. Like when I was younger, there was a lot of emotion attached to what I was doing, especially being the writer of the songs and like the driving force of the creative part of all of it. And I always took that shit so seriously. It would upset me if it didn't go my way or if things were a little bit off. It would fuck me up. But now I think that one of the things that helped me with life is getting over that shit and becoming more zen and understanding that, you know, hey, shit's gonna happen. Roll with it. It ain't the end of the world, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
But also coming to grips with knowing that I wasn't gonna make it rich doing music. Not right now, or not up to now.
Not
Yeah.
up to this point.
And
But,
I
you
think
know,
part of that is not giving a fuck about it too. So
Yeah, if you dwell on it.
I just keep
Yeah.
producing and writing and trying to do something new And we're talking about doing a couple of different projects.
Shit, if you're in music for the money, you are in the wrong business.
Right.
Because
sometimes
it
be
takes
honest,
so
bro.
much work. It takes so much preparation, and I think over like the last 20 years, the main difference I see now is there is just a lack of venues. There's not a lot of places that you can take a band and set up and play a gig anymore.
You can, but you got to pay for it.
Yeah,
That's what I was
I mean,
about to
this
get
town
at, you know.
back in Augusta, 20 some odd years ago, there was bars, there was places all over the place. You could get a gig somewhere,
Yeah.
and do something and play relatively regularly. Now you got a handful, and
It
it's-
has changed over time.
Yeah, there was a while there because that was one of the things we ain't traveled that much outside of the
That's true.
CSRA.
we are lazy.
But what the thing was is there was a good stretch there where Doug and I, between the band and us doing acoustic gigs to supplement the shit, we might have been pulling in $600-700 a week, you know.
Yeah.
And that was back maybe 05-06 era, maybe.
When I first met y'all, it was, you know,
That's about
like
what
that.
it was. It was nice.
I was playing with Bayou Blue, and it was the same thing. Like, shoot.
That's what it
Easy.
yeah,
is.
that was
Coming
one of the
home on the weekend.
that was one of the
200 a night,
lows
just by
for me.
yourself. You know what I
Yourself.
mean? With
Yeah.
7 people in the
'Cause
band.
Coco Dillon came to me and I was like, "Oh wow, I found a gem, right?" And then he met the guys at JJ Maj and Unpolished
At
Brass.
the same time, that
And them
night,
motherfuckers was like,
Like,
you
you ain't
come
taking
with
my
us. And of course, they had a fucking killer band at that time.
Shit, yeah.
And I couldn't blame him for like, I need
I
to
just
come
did
over
both.
here.
Shit.
Yeah. But he ended up doing more with them there for a long time. And I was like, oh man, come on.
but then they disbanded. You know,
Yeah.
For a while, just band reasons.
Band stuff.
Yeah.
Ain't but one band in this town. It just matters
Sounds
who
of
shows
Brilliance.
up at what gig.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think that's the most important thing. It's just like comedy for us. We want to put our best show on every time
Yeah.
we go up.
you grab a lineup, you hit the
single
stage.
versus a group, but still, it's the same premise. We all
That's
have the
one
same
of the
goal.
things I do like
Yeah.
about it is we still have people that'll be like, musicians that I respect. They'll be like, oh yeah, I've played with Heavy Bones a few times. Now, I used to be a heavy drinker, so I might not recall it, but I'm like, hell yeah, that's awesome. So we have a lot of the musicians that I respect around this town that's played with us.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really
We got a
cool
lot,
to me.
a lot of friends that's musicians. So
That's one
if
of
you
the
need
things.
a fifth man, there's 100 of them out there. We probably
Yeah.
know.
And see, some musicians would say that Augusta's a cliquey thing, but I'm going to tell you this. I've been in a lot of scenes, a lot of cities across this country, tried to embed myself into these scenes, and I haven't ever seen a more cooperative scene than what we have. And also, if you believe it's a clique, it will be a clique. If
You
I
got to
always
get in where you fit in.
Yeah, I
and you got to
always
put your best foot forward.
went around
I'm
every
gonna be honest
every
with
crew.
You. I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt the click, but I look at it honestly, and I understand it's my fault for looking at it that way. But as you're a comedian, you do your own show at Fox's Lair every Monday night.
Right.
It's not the same doing them open mics when we had to split musicians. The crowd didn't want to fucking hear one comedian at a time and go back to the fucking music, and then you stop the music again for another comedian that shows up. It was a waste of their time.
Right.
No.
And it definitely pushed. It felt like it pushed us out, like trying to. It was harder to get a presence and grab the crowd because of the music.
Right.
It is intimidating going up in the spoken words and the other more emotional mics
Yeah.
to try and throw in the comedy when people have set emotions so differently than what comedy is.
I won't do
You
a
just got to
mic.
find your formula.
I won't do comedy.
But it's still hard.
It
When
is.
they done heard a good jam and you done see them clap it up and you go up there talking about whatever shit. Maybe it
Right,
works, maybe
right.
it don't. But they're still knowing the other musicians coming on. They're looking forward to the music.
That's like
That's what they
downtime
came
music.
for.
Now that doesn't work in that setting, but you can have one that hosts in between. Like if you have a multi-bill and there's a few minutes, them guys
Oh, yeah.
coming on stage and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Just a host type situation. But I won't do a mic where they do mostly music or something like that because I know how hard it is to grab the
Yeah.
audience. And I mean, I'd rather do comedy where comedy is supposed to be done. To be honest with you, that's why.
Yeah.
It sucks that we don't have a comedy club here in Augusta right now, even though we got a demand for it,
Right.
I think so.
And so I started that show, the Just Joust Comedy Calamity, at the Fox's Lair because there was a need for it, and I could see that I could make it into a show that even if the competitors weren't funny, I would be able to find the funny. Like you were saying, it's kind of like an improv back and forth
Yeah.
crowd work kind of thing. And that makes my crowd work stronger whenever I do need to use it. And then also, I'm working on my material selfishly, in the
going through
midst
it.
of all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Doug, you be doing stand up too. I know we're gonna get
Right.
to your horns. We ain't forgot about the clip.
Oh
We
shit,
gonna
I
put
help
you-
done
him
it.
write sometimes. So
I've done
oh,
it.
he helps me write too.
yeah.
We had this bit, man, we was gonna do. Man, let me tell you something. Oh, by the way, I got third place at that's my comic, like right before COVID, right?
Right.
And he was helping me a lot of the times. And Doug,
That was when I did.
I had to go to Mardi Gras in the middle of the damn competition. Doug, we worked out a bit. This was the first time he ever did comedy on stage. He went up as my proxy on the week I had to miss, and I got my points for it. And then he continued on in the
I took
competition.
second.
That's when he got into
that's
it.
how he got
Second my
into
first
it.
time. That was pretty cool.
I just like writing. I be having crazy weird shit in my head.
Yeah.
He's good
But
with
I kind of
tags.
chicken out with doing it in front of people. But
I did
I
get
got the
lucky
jokes
with
for
a
your
good
ass.
premise.
That's all
They
about
morbid.
staying around it. Stay
Yeah,
around.
yeah. You
We had
the
a great
perfect
premise.
story
It was
because
it was
did involve
workplace
me.
experiences, and we used to work at a dick pump
Manufacturing
manufacturing
place.
company.
Oh shit. Yeah. That's
So
Oh, yeah.
I knew I had
Penis
a bag
pump
of gold walking into this.
Yeah, just
but
talking
so,
about
yeah,
that shit was
So
funny.
he
He
helped
made
me
them
work
and
it
he
into a
sold them.
bit, and it worked out really well.
Yeah.
Yep. Woody approved and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woody tested, Woody approved.
Now, are y'all? I know y'all have a podcast with it as well. Y'all put the show
Yeah, we
itself
record
out on the
everything.
podcast.
Audio wise, we record the whole show, put it out, and then video wise, right now it goes out in clips. But I'm hoping to eventually be able to put the whole thing out on, YouTube. But right now, if you go to happybonesjones.com, all the shit's there. You can go and see the comedy. I do this show called The Soulcast. It's all their episodes you can see there. And the Time on a Tiny Mic, little show I have with a little tiny mic. And then and then the comedy. And so it's all under one.
One
It took me a
branch.
long time to
One
get
branch,
there.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's under one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing I'm doing here with my art and shit, the production here. It's all under one, the comedy and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely needed a fucking legal insurance team to be behind me and my mouth. For real. That's the only reason this is a business. You're not taking my money.
Yeah.
You can take whatever I built out of this, but you ain't coming for my money. I ain't got none. I ain't got none. LLC.
No,
Mm-hmm.
that's like the whole BOI thing on the LLC right now, and I had friends that like text me and they're like, "You better get that BOI in there and blah blah blah."
What the fuck is
I'm
that?
like,
I
"What
don't
is
know
it?"
about what you're talking about.
If you have a sole proprietorship LLC, you don't need to register the BOI. But basically, the BOI is for anyone that has employees under their LLC, multiple people, and you have a payroll. And it keeps them on. It keeps them from being fraudulent. So they keep closer tabs on you, basically.
Yeah, they want to make sure you get them 1099s.
Yeah,
out.
Damn
exactly.
right.
But me, I'm sole proprietor. I'm the only one that works under my LLC, so I don't need to do it. And they keep texting me. I'm like, read the whole damn thing, man. You aggravating me. So if y'all have an LLC and you're a sole proprietor, you ain't got to do that BOI.
Don't point at the TV. It's in the corner.
fall.
Oh, that BOI. Because you know why? Because them motherfuckers are going to fine you $595 a day starting January 1st if you don't do it.
Goddamn.
Yo, I
But
don't
you
even
gotta
know what
have
that is.
employees
It's
and
okay.
Every damn
I'll wait for
day.
the fine.
I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. How you going to fine people if they don't even know what the hell?
Y'all ever
you-
been got by the IRS?
Mm-mm.
Yo, I didn't pay my taxes for about 3 or 4 years.
Mm.
I got a great financial aid now called Fiance, right?
Nice.
We go through it. We pay our debt. Quite a few thousand I had to pay back, correct? And I go to pay my final payment of like a couple thousand, right? And we're waiting, nothing. Call check in on this motherfucker. Oh, we ain't got no payment. Oh, no, bitch, you ain't got no payment. So we have to go through the bank, yada, yada.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. It's been authorized, bitch. It says goddamn
Somebody got
IRS
my
withdrew it, goddamn it. I ain't paying you another dime. They wanted me to do a whole nother $5.5 grand just
See.
because they lost it.
You know
Yeah.
what? They ever come
I ain't
after
forgot
me, I'm gonna
about it
stand
neither,
up-
goddammit.
I'm gonna stand up in that courtroom. I'm gonna be like, I'm not liable.
Hell no. As long as from I understood from the bank, as long as I had proof.
You
it
got
would-
proof they took your
because
money.
the crazy thing was like 2 days prior, I had paid another balance that was due for a different year. It was a couple thousand as well. Wait till one processes, then I'll go put the other in the bank and send it type of shit. But it's the same account.
Well, this is
Exact
the
same
bullshit.
account.
Okay, so
Thieves.
income tax is bullshit because it was voluntary in the beginning after like World War One, I think it started, and then they after the war was over, they just continued doing that shit to people because the war lasted long enough where motherfuckers that was coming up and actually starting to pay taxes didn't know anything about them not having.
I think
that's
if
how
I
they
remember,
get you,
it
man.
happened way before that happened.
It's some kind. I mean, don't
I think
quote me on the
that
date.
castles
You know.
were like making people come to the castle with chests and stuff. I think that's
Oh,
kind of true.
Yeah, I read
off,
about
like,
that in the
TV.
Bible. I read about that in the
I
Bible.
think they
But
were
what I'm
paying
saying
taxes.
is taxation without representation. That's what we talking about.
I ain't gonna lie,
You
I
ain't
always-
gonna come from my shit.
I'm a dumb politician. I don't know really shit. I don't pay attention. I think the president don't matter to us. The local shit does. But why am I going to fight and fuss if they ain't even going to fix the goddamn roads? It's taking all these years for them to start fixing it, and it takes forever when they start. But I'd take a toll system down here
I say down with the income
and
tax.
go with no taxes like New York and Florida does, and just do a toll system. I'd take that shit in a heartbeat. I'd vote for that
Man,
shit.
I've dealt with tolls, man.
I'd vote anything
Better
other
be
than paying
careful with that
taxes.
shit,
'Cause
man.
You don't get no advantage whatsoever, even though you
Let
get
them
money back.
Let them do a late fine on your ass. You'll be like, fuck a toll, man.
Shit. I get that
$3
little-
turn into $53.
I get that tag spray
Right, right.
and be spraying off that tag.
Yeah, they got the shit now where it's like you can like you tape it over
Allegedly.
your shit.
Allegedly.
And it blocks it, makes it invisible to certain cameras, to the toll cameras. There's your brother.
Certified CEO. Next month, they will be dropping new colors of the bag. Okay, new color. Everybody loves it. They got the travel bag and the book bag. There will be a new color available next month. Now, I ain't gonna give away what it is. Okay, I know that there will also be a new graphic hoodie on the way as well. Now, you got it. If you got the collection, if you like the brand, go ahead and just stay in the loop. And that date drop, go grab it. Don't wait.
Sure.
You know them deals gonna be coming around. It's Christmas time, so you know he's gonna look out for you. So go ahead and grab something. CertifiedCEOClothing.com, and don't miss out on something new on the way.
That's right, man. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Certified CDO making skinny jeans after a while. That's what's gonna be pretty soon. They gonna start
Skinny
making
jeans?
jeans and everything.
Man, look, I just went through my clothes trying to find something for the day. I had 5 pair of pants that I could have popped out my thigh if I pressed hard enough.
Oh man.
Skinny jean, what? I done
Yeah.
moved. Hey, I ain't no 32 no more.
Uh-oh,
I
that
ain't
boy
no
done moved
32
up.
no
That boy-
more.
That boy said he had 33. 30.
So,
You know, motherfucker, he worships the
my little brother, he don't like being
I know,
called
brother.
What going on?
little man, none of this shit no more. So this is Brian, right?
Call him Dark Block.
Right.
Bubba. Am I supposed to go back to like childhood days? They call him like the little child nickname, Bubba.
Bubba.
Yeah,
Show.
B.
yeah, yeah. So this is Coco Dillon, Happy Bones Jones, and Doug's James. Okay,
Uncle Daddy Dog.
Uncle Daddy Doug.
Yeah.
Dougie Beats.
These guys all are musicians that play together around Augusta. They get down and jam out. We've been talking about certain people they've been involved with and so forth. So just, yeah, you got something that chime in with a question or whatnot for them, you feel free. You won't be on mic this round, but yeah.
I mean, honestly, my biggest thing is the comedy now because, I've been doing music like you just y'all been in the game that long. You're like, yeah, and nobody knows, right? But but I started doing comedy, and it's kind of if you're good and you can make people laugh, you can network really quick to the cream of the crop, kind of. And so also playing music, I hadn't had the nerves in a long time. Like I wanted that back. And so whenever I first started comedy, you get those nerves, and it made me feel alive again.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that way for all comedians, but first time I got up without my guitar in front of me, it was like I was up there in front of people without my safety blanket or whatever.
I was horrified
Yeah.
the first time I went up.
I don't know if you came when I met you at the competition at Icons.
Shit. Oh,
I don't think you came either that year.
yeah, Icon.
No,
I came out there
no.
once or twice.
That's why I met your lady. I
No,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, you was
Oh
there.
yeah,
I
oh
met you
yeah.
there.
Over, yeah.
I
Because
did meet you at Icons.
No, I
No.
met you downtown before Icons, I believe. I met you through being with Bobby and all them, getting to know them at one of them events, I believe. I don't think I introduced myself then, but I think I knew
something at Soul Bar or something. Shit
Yeah, something like that.
Probably.
something. I knew about another sax player named Calvin from Mr. Calvin before I even
Yeah.
met you.
Word.
But so I knew who you were before. I'm just saying, yeah.
Cool.
But yeah. And then I think I don't know if you came that year, but I think I met you at Fox Lair.
no, I don't think he came
I
that
don't think he
year.
did.
I tried to get him out a couple of times, but he wouldn't come out.
I know one of your ZZ Top homeboys came.
You was in the one at
And then
Chevy's?
also, I was in a weird place, like at that particular time.
that
That's
comedy
when-
thing they had at Chevy's.
Yeah.
You was in that one too.
I won second last 2 years.
Okay. How long? That was before.
Yeah. The
a
only
while
other
ago
two
was
white
the one
dudes
you
whooped
was
my
that
ass.
was like 2019.
I think the one I saw, that's the one where you get jumped in proxy, and T Rich won.
Was that 2019?
No, it was 2020
Yeah.
Was it
that
2020?
sound about
because it was just as COVID was starting to happen.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
maybe a couple weeks before.
Yeah, like they
really
almost didn't
hit.
know if they were
Okay.
going to do the last couple of weeks over
Yeah.
the
right.
shit.
Yeah, I just remember
So I wasn't in
one.
that one. I wasn't in that one.
Okay.
No, I didn't start doing comedy till I was 30.
And honestly, the only reason I made third place is because the person that was supposed to be third ain't show.
Well, see, that's
I
what
got
I
bumped
take.
up.
So I take credit for my work that I produce in these comedy competitions because I really look at them as same way as the premise. Like, how many jokes can I make off this subject to like give me some direction of building a concrete set, right? And that's how I take all of it. But a lot of times I look at, man, I wish everybody would have showed up so the competition would have been worth the work. Because it's like you're working, if you get the good set, well, you ain't really competing with nobody no more. And even though we're fighting for stage time, so we want quality stage time. So the more competition I got to be a better comic and to see points from a different way, communicate about this joke, that joke, the more I can open my eyes
That's
to
one of the
produce
things.
quality time.
Yeah,
Right,
we
right,
didn't
right.
talk about that. So with the Jess Joust Comedy Calamity that we do every Monday night at the Fox's Lair, I put out a premise each week. Every Monday, I put out a premise on happybonesjones.com. First thing you see when you go on the website. And then you take that premise like this week or last week was Alexa is plotting against me.
Yeah.
This week is I can't remember what the hell it is. But, oh, yeah, it's the overshare on social media, like sharing every mundane little thing about your life, you know. I ate my oatmeal this morning or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And so, like, the reason I did that was because I wanted to build a community of comics that are actually, like, taking the premises seriously to the point to where they're coming in there every week and putting their best foot forward, doing 5 minutes on this premise they learned about the previous Monday. Some of them don't even learn about it until later on in the week, and they still do it. And then it keeps things fresh. It keeps them kind of pushing each other because I've already got them like, oh, I'm going to get you next week type shit.
Yeah.
And then it starts to build a community where we actually do have quality coming out of this
Yeah.
area. We force each other to get better.
Who won last week?
Pete Holmes. I mean, Pete
Barlow.
Barlow.
Holmes.
Pete Holmes.
Barlow.
Pete Barlow. Why did I say Pete Holmes?
I ain't gonna lie. I thought I did 4, and I thought I cut a minute short because I thought I had one for Pete's ass. Because I feel like, I don't know, Pete does different comedy than me, but I be competing with him for the past 2 years. And
I
he
can
didn't
see
beat me
that.
last year. The other cracker did. But I be, not that I'm against Pete by any means. I'm not. I support
That's a
Pete.
good competition.
Yeah, it's like, you know, his style of comedy is so different that it's
Right.
like, okay, I got to bring something out my bag a little different to compete with his differentness. You know?
Well,
And if
yeah,
y'all can
well,
sit in
his
the same
style,
room,
That's
Yeah.
the beauty of it, man.
Awesome.
That's-
his style is that condescending tone where he's trying to mansplain to the audience, but not seem like he's mansplaining. It's actually kind of genius because everybody kind of is like, oh, wait, oh, okay, well, he sounds very authoritative. I think he knows what he's talking about. This white person obviously does his research. He wears glasses. He looks like Blue's Clues. I'm sure that he knows lots of trivia. But
What's what Superman's villain? Lex
Clark
Luthor.
Kent. Oh, Lex
Yeah,
Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he does look like
But he's been funny lately because he's been roasting people a little bit more because, I kind of like that kind of humor. I'm not a real roaster, but I like that kind of humor. It's funny to me. But there was a point I was going to make. Oh, yeah. And so it keeps it fresh, but also it forces me to write a little bit, too, on every premise, too. Like we had that one where I have superpowers, but they're stupid. And so I had a couple of examples, and it's like I can make your socks damp while you're wearing your shoes, just by looking at you, or I can make your hot coffee instantly ice cold. And I'd go in. You probably use that as a super villain type thing. You go into coffee shops and shut them down. Also, I can turn 2-ply toilet paper into 1-ply while you're wiping your ass, and hopefully you break through. And
These
get
are all you
poo
made
on
up.
your hand. Right. It's just having the room, and right now I'm building it online because the room only holds 45 people. That was another thing.
I ain't scared, but I'm cautious.
I
Okay.
got you.
I was asking it like a higher up comic. I was like, hey, should I look for an agent, or how do I go about doing this? Blah blah blah. Because at the time, I already had crazy numbers on my social media and shit already because I was on Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And that shit gave me a crazy boost. And then, but ultimately, I think that, I totally lost my,
Talking about Southbound Improv with David.
yeah. So, I think we should combine, because that was like, he said that anything to separate you out from everybody else, because he asked me if I mixed the music with the comedy, and I said no because I felt like it was a cheesy thing to do.
I think you can. I think you can with part of the show.
I do
There has
now
to be a
because
section,
Tony Hinchcliffe was like,
Yeah.
fuck that, do whatever you can
Yeah.
to separate yourself from the other people. And then also, when I asked him about the agent, that's right, he was like, well, you book your music. You've been playing for a long time. You book your music, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, book your comedy just like you book your music. And I was like, oh, shit. And then that's when it popped in my head, well, maybe I should build a show in Augusta. I know the venues and shit, and one of them will say yeah. And luckily the right one said yeah, because Fox's Lair has been awesome for us.
Yeah.
Perfect starter size.
Yeah, it's perfect. And we have headliners booked all the way up through the end of March.
And today's Friday. Y'all play every Friday at the Fox's Lair.
No,
No,
we play
This tonight.
tonight. Yeah.
This Friday. They're playing tonight at the Fox's Lair. This
Yeah.
probably won't be out by then, but still, nonetheless, y'all had everything of this scheduling of where y'all play is on Happy Bones Jones as well. Upcoming events coming on
That, and my band, Sounds of Brilliance, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, you
right
see
here.
like that.
Y'all see a Sound of Brilliance.
Yep.
And y'all got your own that's the website too, Sound of
Yep,
Brilliance.
Sounds of Brilliance.
Y'all check them out for a schedule if you want to see
Google
some
that
nice
shit.
jams.
Yep.
We about to show you. They gonna find out in a minute. We're gonna wrap up in a second.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why I named it the Just Joust Comedy Calamity. It was because I knew that those 4 words together, when you put them into a search engine, it's going to be the only thing that pops up. There ain't going to be nothing to compete with my shit. And then whenever I became Happy Bones Jones, oh, that's crazy too. Whenever I went and signed up for Kill Tony the night before, I had this, because up till then I was just Happy Bones. Like, so Cedric always introduces me as Happy Bones. He refuses to say Jones for some reason, but he learned me as Happy Bones. And then whenever I got up at Kill Tony the night before, I had a dream where he called me up, but he's called up Happy Bones Jones. And I was like, that's crazy. My name ain't Happy Bones Jones. But then I was like, I'm going to sign up as Happy Bones Jones. And then I was like, if he calls me up, Happy Bones Jones is born. And that's what happened. And so another thing that he said is, if I'm going to do be a storyteller, and this is weird too, because a lot of judges that I've ran across in competitions, they'll say, well, if you're going to tell a story, you got to have the bum, 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 right? Now, and I get that, I do, but sometimes if the laughs are big enough and quality enough, you can have a long gap where you're just talking leading up to that point. That's the way I feel about it anyway. I ain't got to have a whole bunch of small laughs, even though luckily over the years I've honed my delivery into this thing that I'm just natural about. And I think that delivery is part of the funny. I think that's the way it is for all comics too, man.
Yeah.
You can just say some normal shit, and if you deliver it right, it's funny as hell.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like Pork Chop with that fucking laugh he does.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing, man. That was another point of doing the show. I'm networking like a motherfucker. I got like 82 badass comics in my phone right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who you got coming next in the next couple upcoming weeks?
Well, funny enough, Tommy Archer, we don't have a fucking headliner for this coming Monday. You want to do it?
Depends on the time.
8 o'clock.
8
No,
o'clock?
the time I'm giving on stage.
Oh, you can
Your
do as
discretion.
long or as little as you want to.
Okay. I'll check with the wife and make sure my schedule's open.
All right, cool.
I'll let you know by the night's out.
But
probably.
after that, shit.
You're talking
I'd
about
have to
next
look.
Monday.
When you back at work?
Oh, wait. Today's Friday. You talking about tomorrow?
Yeah,
Or this coming
no,
Monday?
Monday, yeah.
Can't.
Oh,
Fuck.
bummer.
Reason I can't is guess I got what's his name coming on. Marquez is his name. Y'all had him on a couple weeks ago. Had the Carolina jersey on. High Society.
A High Society Q.
Yeah, Q,
Yeah.
the comedian.
Yeah, last week we had
So-
Cedric Trap Whitlock. He was fucking hilarious.
It depends. If I can get out of here before 8 after recording, maybe I haven't set a time yet, but we doing it Monday. He ain't working, so it depends. I get off work at 5. I might be late. I wouldn't be there for no judging that right off the bat if I'm a part of like y'all were doing it with them.
Well, we've had almost 27, 28 weeks now, and I've only had one headliner not make it. And then
Well, I would definitely make it for that spot, I believe. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be there to be on time probably. By doing that,
Right. That's fine.
You know, but
I actually just do a little set myself after the end of the show, so it's no big deal wherever. But I got that Nancy shit. I can't remember her fucking last name. She's from Athens. And then December 9th is Cedric, and December 16th is Crystal fucking Mo. She gonna be funny as hell. And then Seven Holmes is coming on the 23rd, and then Sean the Comedian's coming on the 30th. January 6th is James R. Hustle, Chris Diorio. Man, we got some good ones. Chris Corrado, and Chris Diorio. I think this is their first gigs in Georgia, so they're crediting me for breaking them into the Georgia scene. And Royce Collins, man.
this is all December through January set up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, whenever I start booking for it, I fill up 3 months.
Let
in
me ask
2
you this:
days.
as a person, I take this opportunity that you give me here with caution, because I'm not a headliner. I understand my placement in the levels of comedy in the scene.
Well,
I don't believe I don't like misusing the crowd.
Well,
I'm gonna get up there
eventually, I want to get true headliners. What
Yeah.
I'm looking for the show is, since I'm not able to pay that much, I'm offering an extended time on stage to where you can be a feature.
Yeah.
And you're used to doing like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You can do your full hour because you're transitioning from being a feature going into being a headliner. Those are the type comedians that I kind of shoot for. And what I basically do is I go online and I stalk how many followers they have, and honestly, if they don't have at least 3,000, I don't fuck with them.
Yeah, well, I only got 300, brother. 300.
Yeah,
I'm
but
Sparta.
yeah,
This
but I
means
actually
war.
know you're funny. You
Yeah.
know,
I try to be. I do think I just get, I'm real passionate. I enjoy it. The more I've done the competitions, the more I've kind of progressed in it, the more I really take it serious, in the sense I don't want to misuse the crowd. Sometimes I have some harsh shit that don't make no sense and it fucking falls flat on my face. But I reach, and I like reaching for the right reasons of comedy, not just to say whatever. I like the control. So to be able to say what I want to say for 15, 20 minutes, I want that bitch to be right.
That was
It ain't
another
gotta-
thing.
yeah.
Back in 2020, we had this idea, because a white comic's always trying to get away with saying the N-word on stage, right?
Yeah.
This motherfucker and me, we came up with this idea. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tell this story about a friend of ours that we take to the strip club, and he didn't know strip club etiquette. So I'm going to tell this story about his bad etiquette up in the strip club, and every time I say, and this,
Yeah, he gonna pop
I
in.
would hand him, I would put the mic in his mouth,
Yeah.
and he would say the N-word.
Yeah.
Well, then, like, we was about to get ready to do this shit, and then he found, I don't know how the hell you found that shit.
Yeah, somebody did it.
But somebody did it on a college improv thing, and they did it horribly. But they ruined the whole premise. You know what I'm saying?
Well, white folks always got to want to say
yeah,
it.
they always
That's
gotta-
what I want to know.
Why can't we have shit?
What you call your mama a pop up?
Motherfucker can't have nothing. Oh, my mama was
Yeah.
what I like to call a peekaboo race.
Peekaboo. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could
Yeah.
be her best friend for 7 years, and then one day she just do the most racist shit or say the most crazy racist shit. It'd be like peekaboo.
No,
thinking that shit.
Like, oh my god.
I got that shit beat out of me. I learned my lesson about that word. Fuck that. Yeah.
Well,
I don't even reach, I
actually
don't even
used
reach
to-
that way at all.
I used to use it a lot. Doug used to use it a
Well,
lot, and we
funny.
used to use it a lot with our black friends, and it was no big deal,
Well,
right?
Back
But-
to what I told you earlier.
We did have an old
I
timer
do
that
not
was
condone.
We
Do not
did
be
have an
coming
old
up to me
timer that
being a
was
white
playing
guy
with
saying
us.
the N-word. I will say something to your
It didn't
ass.
affect everybody. Did.
Well,
It's
we
not
had
going- yeah.
one of our bass players at one point was an old timer named Adviel, and he was like in his 60s, right? And he's
Yeah.
got long dreads. Well, he kind of told us his point of view on it, and it kind of changed my whole thought about the word. And so I came more from an old school kind of approach from it. But yeah, man, I said
What'd he
that
say
shit
that
for
made
the
you
first
change?
35 years of my life.
What'd he say?
He said something about just the hate and the negative connotations that are connected
along
to
with
the
it,
word,
Yeah.
and he was
and
around,
how words
you know
are
what I mean?
magic, and there's vibration connected to the word, and so if it,
Same
and-
shit, bro.
yeah,
Got me, but somebody
yeah.
said it different.
Yeah, just different generations.
All
you
them
know?
words, this really what you want to say?
Right.
As much as it means, this really what you want to say?
You can find something
All
else.
them words.
Going back to
But
the
I
hip hop
refuse not to say
stories, I
retarded.
told y'all earlier, because I have a very unique perspective about this word.
Yeah.
I was in the recording studio recording these gangster rappers, and you know the language they use when they're doing their rappers. Well, when you're recording, I don't know if you've actually ever tried to do recording, you have to come in and do punch-ins.
Oh no, I don't know nothing about none of this.
And,
No.
and you're doing
doing the
shit.
same
Editing.
thing over and over
and where you're
over.
doing the recording process, you have to like tell the artist at what point you're going to start recording, at what point in the lyrics. So you have to recite the words back to them. And I would, it
go
would
in
come
with
to
it,
that
N-word.
word, and I would
November.
stop.
November.
Well,
Start
I would
right after
stop.
next.
And so they all came into the control room. There's like maybe 8 of them, and these are not fake gangsters. These guys are rapping about the shit they did the night before. These are like Crips, Bloods, the real thing. And they're
Toledo
all
in
in
the
there
80s was
with
real.
me, and they're all it's a huddle now. They're like, "You got to be able to work with us. Go ahead and say it. It's okay. Say it, Doug.
Yeah.
Say it." In a group of them, and just go ahead and say it. And I'm just like, I said it. Uncontrollable laughter. They all fall out of their chairs. It's the funniest thing they'd ever seen. And then they all get back up in their chairs and they get back in on me and they're like, say it again.
Picking on
Keep-
it.
But I
Yeah.
will say this: I wish that, and it's been a long time that I've wished this. I wish I was black, because if I was, man, I'd be using the fuck out that motherfucking word. Hello. And also, they funny when like Cedric last week.
That
He's
shit can
like,
mean
he
anything
did that thing
for
about
us.
Trump. He's like, I'm gonna go as far as call Trump.
He is.
I'm gonna go as far as and call Trump, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm
We're
talking
gonna bleep
about.
that. You know what that bleep is?
As soon as I
God damn.
as soon as I get
You know he
black,
gonna say
I'm gonna
it.
use that word
Damn.
all the damn time.
As I get
all the
black.
words.
I'm using it.
But
November next.
it got to the point
Nicotine.
where
Oh, crack.
We're gonna wrap it up after that because I ain't gonna talk no more N-word shit. All right. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. And we're gonna do something else. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all guys coming on.
Well, we ain't playing the music.
Yes, I'm trying to get there to it. So
Oh,
it's-
shit,
it's
different segments.
editing, just like in the industry,
Damn.
you edit a little bit. All right.
Different
No,
segments.
So
he's
thank y'all for
stupid.
tuning in to the Palette Podcast. Doug James, Happy Bones Jones, Coco Dillon. Y'all get ready. Peace.
All right. This song called Just a Dream. It's about us living in the Matrix. Cool.
nothing here ever stays the same. And I knew that it all come clear, everything, everyone ever knew. And I have raised myself, he's a lie to me. And I knew that this would change everything out from this hypocrisy. And I feel I have wasted all this precious time. This is just a dream. 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 And I knew that it all would change. Nothing here ever stays the same. And I knew that it wouldn't be long before they got a hold of me. But I have raised myself, needs to lie to me. And I knew that that's why they the way that they run twice the hypocrisy. And I fear I have wasted all this precious time. It's just a dream. This is just a dream. This is just a dream. This is just a dream. Yeah. Okay then. Made a little noise with it.
Y'all made a little noise. Fantastic job, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for jamming, showing them. Doug was flicking me off the whole time.
The whole time. You like that chord?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my fuck you chord.
It's like a fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. Yeah.
That's what he says whenever somebody asks us to play Freebird.
There was a
Or anything.
We're like, no charge.
there was an